Before we jump into this video, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button down there. Number 1. You're looking at an ongoing robbery of 21-year-old college student Katie O'Connor in her home in Overland Park, Kansas, captured by her security camera. This young mom was ambushed by these 3 people when she answered the door. Katie believes she was set up after telling a friend she wanted to sell a set of carpenter tools her ex had left behind. And the rest is history. Little did she know that she would be finding herself held in a headlock position by a robber.
Shut the door lock.
Please, I need...
Where's the camera?
It's hard.
Lock the door. Don't say nothing. Where is it?
It's on the wall.
Okay, where's the video bracelet?
But what's more disturbing is how the 3 got in the house in the first place. It turns out the woman you can see participating in the robbery is Cheyenne Watts, who was very well known by Katie, and their children used to have play dates together. So when Cheyenne knocked on the door, Katie let her in without any questions asked, not knowing what she was planning in her mind, along with 2 other men she brought with her. The guy keeps choking her while the other robs the place. They were able to get Katie's cash, which she saved up for tuition, and a rent safe, and a set of tools that started all this in the first place. At one point, the attacker notices a camera on the wall and yells at the other woman to take it down.
Not your house. Where's the tape? Get the fucking tape.
I'm not trying to get this right now.
Get the tape and Tara.
No, I'm telling you that it's Wi-Fi. Why are you doing this?
They managed to unplug the camera, but it was too late as it was already saved on the cloud. Thanks to technology. She said she had set up this camera a few weeks ago to watch her daughter's nanny, and fortunately it ended up saving her life. Later, Cheyenne and one of the men were arrested by the police, but the other man, the one that held Katie by her neck, is still at large. Number 2. Next in line for us happened in Billings, Montana in February 2017. A mother is woken up to a baby monitor notification on her phone in the middle of the night, which she had set up in her baby's room. She casually opens her phone to see if her baby's awake, which might have caused the alert to go off on the baby monitor. But what she finds is truly terrifying. An intruder is seen on the baby monitor, lurking in her baby's room. She gets petrified and rushes to her daughter's room and picks her up and runs out of the house. She calls 911 and waits for the police to arrive. The police had searched the entire house with no luck to find the intruder. The intruder is still at large till late.
He was standing right next to the mattress, just right next to the bed where she was asleep.
It is confirmed that nothing was missing in the house except a remote to a DualShock collar, which is really weird. But what's mystifying is there was no door open, or there were not any signs of forced entry by the intruder. How did he get in?
He walked right past my son and he could have just picked him up, and my son is at the age where somebody picked him up, he wouldn't cry, you know.
We might never be able to find the true intentions of that intruder. Number 3. Imagine a stranger watching you in your own house in the middle of the night. Even that thought is enough to spook anyone, isn't it? That's exactly what happened to a couple in San Bernardino, California in April 2022. They had noticed that their wedding rings were missing. Confused, they looked at their security camera, which was set up in their bedroom, and were terrified to watch what's in there. Check it out. The video shows an intruder walking around the couple's bedroom as they're sleeping while covering his face with some sort of cloth as he silently goes through some of their belongings. Few moments later, he was caught on cam in the living room, walking right past the couple's son and his night nurse in a deep sleep. Then, he unlocks the main door and walks off casually. He again comes back for some reason, which was captured on the doorbell camera. What's funny and creepy at the same time is he advises the neighbor who noticed him coming back to lock the door as it's unsafe out there. The police have found out that he broke into the house from an unlocked window, which they usually leave it that way for ventilation.
I play the footage and I'm like, instantly everything just was like oh my God, what could have happened? You know, anything could have happened. We don't know.
When he gained entry and found out that there were occupants of the residence, the fact that he didn't flee at that time is surprising and shocking.
Eventually, the police have tracked him using his DNA, which he left in this house, and linked him to various other unsolved crimes before, including burglaries and robberies. Number 4. In this video, uploaded by Inside Edition, we can see 2 burglars in an ongoing burglary while the residents, including 2 children, were deep asleep. One of them is even equipped with a gun. What would have happened if any of them would have woken up? This house belongs to Alvera, located in Rockledge, Florida.
That's what the police said. Thank God I didn't wake up when my wife woke up and walked out there. He said you probably would have been shot.
This was captured by a surveillance camera while his 2 grandchildren, ages 10 and 13, were sleeping on the couch. These burglars are seen skulking around for several minutes. They take off with a gun, credit card, and a cell phone. Fortunately, no one is harmed. Number 5. When talking about creepy home invaders, this video stands out on a different level. In July of 2016, a woman and her boyfriend living in Chicago found that her purse had gone missing without a trace. She says she's positive that she brought back the purse back home that previous night in a hope to locate where she might have kept it. They decide to check the footage of their home security camera. What they saw on the camera terrified them to the core. At 3:30 a.m., a hooded man is seen walking around the upstairs of their house, while the couple were watching TV in the living room downstairs. In the police investigation, they said that they forgot to lock the door and fell asleep, which allowed the intruder to break in. The intruder is seen creeping on them from upstairs for 10 full minutes. Fortunately, he fled the house just with her purse and without harming anyone there. According to the police, he's still at large.